All right, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pande Eka Putri Pradnyani from 6th class, and in this occasion, I would like to present my proposal, which is entitled An Experimental Study Improving Students' Listening Skills Using Podcasts at SMAN 1 Negara. So here are the table of contents, and let me present from the background. So as humans, we communicate using language to deliver our thoughts and ideas. And talking about communication, of course, we use language as a tool to deliver that ideas. And talking about language is incomplete if we're not talking about English as the universal language. And nowadays, English is already influenced many aspects of human life, starting from education, economic, technology, business, and so on. And therefore, in Indonesia, English also considered as the first foreign language according to the Ministry of Education and Culture Decision number 69 in 1967. All right, and to support that decision, in Indonesia, the curriculum is already designed to facilitate the four skills in English to be delivered well, such as reading, listening, speaking, and writing. However, the result expected is still far from successful since the method applied and the implementation of teaching listening skills is not executed well. And one way to solve, one problem that encountered in teaching listening is regarding the listening media, especially in Indonesia itself. The learning media is still lack of low quality recording, and in some cases, in some schools, they do not have qualified recorded material, even the audio player is not available. So, as a solution, teachers can adapt and improve the listening materials and also implement creative teaching. And one way to improve this teaching listening can be done by selecting appropriate listening media. And one media that can be used is podcasts. So the effectiveness of podcasts as learning media to teach listening already proved by some researchers such as Saputra, Rahayu Ningsih, and also Prasetyo. And therefore, the researcher deems it necessary to conduct further research regarding the effectiveness of podcasts as a listening media, whether the result will be the same if podcasts are being implemented at SMA and English Negara or not. All right. And here are some literature review, such as the nature of listening comprehension, factors influence the success of listening skill, the situation of teaching listening, the obstacles, the definition, the strength, and as well the weaknesses. Let's move on to research method. For the research design, this study will be designed in the form of pre-experimental research, which is there will be a specific treatment and the implementation of pre-test and post-test to compare students' ability after the treatment. All right, for the research location itself, it will be located at SMA S1 Negara, and the research population, all students of 11 IPA 1 and 11 IPS 3. Meanwhile, the sample will be 11 IPS 3. So 11 IPS 3 class is chosen as a research sample because from the observation and interview with teachers from SMA Negeri 1 Negara, 11 IPS 3 is not too familiar with English instruction learning, and some students are still not confident in doing an activity using English, especially listening skills. Okay, and for the research instrument, the data will be collected through written tests such as pre-test and post-test. So the pre-test will be given before the treatment. Meanwhile, the post-test will be given after they are treated with podcast. So the form of the test will be multiple choices, and after that, the data will be compared. So here is the steps. So the first one, the researcher will conduct pre-test to know the initiate ability of students to measure their prior knowledge. And then it is continued by implementing the treatment. In implementing the treatment, it will be carried out in the face-to-face class meeting, and the steps that will be done, such as the teacher will introduce podcast and then conducts pre-listening and invites the students to the listening activity, and fourth, the students listen to the podcast, and fifth, the students answer several questions regarding information on the podcast. And the next one will conducting post-test. All right, and the researcher also will test the normality of the post-test before it is given to the student, same as the pre-test. So this post-test is conducted to know the result of students' listening skills after they are treated with podcast. And after that, the researcher will compare those data in pre-test and post-test. After the researcher got the data, the first step that will be done is data distribution. So the pre-test result of all students will be grouped in one table, and vice versa, the post-test result will be grouped in one table. Then the researcher will categorize the results based on the score range, and it is done by identifying student scores that do not pass the KKM or minimum completeness criteria. And in SMA Negara, the KKM is set for English is 78. So if students get pre-test or post-test scores under 78, they can be said not to pass the KKM. And the next one will be the data display. So after the data are distributed, the next step is the data display. So in this stage, the researcher will compare both results using a paired sample t-test. And in this test, the researchers will know the mean of each test and know the mean difference. So this activity can be done by utilizing the SPSS application. And the last one is data interpretation. So from the data grouping and data displaying process, the researcher will interpret the data. From the comparison between pre-test and post-test results, it can be known whether students show some improvements or not. And if the post-test result shows a better result than the pre-test, it means that podcasts are effective enough to be implemented as learning media. All right, so that is my presentation for today. So I do apologize if I make something wrong, and thank you for your attention. Goodbye.